Hey everybody, we went and saw Dan out at the Flowered Cheetah yesterday, and this is an awesome interview I did with him. Dan of Dan's Delectable Dyes. Hey everybody, Bill the Boring Old Guy here. We're here with...
Hey y'all, I'm Dirty Dan from Dirty Dan's Hippie Haven.
So we ran into Dan. Actually, we're at the Flowered Cheetah today, and he actually has a lot of stuff in there. And Nicole and Juliana had mentioned him, showing us all his stuff, and I had to meet him. And I've met him twice now. I think 3 times I've met you so far. Yeah, 3 times.
Always at concerts, except for today.
Always. Yep. So, yeah, it seems that way, doesn't it?
Yeah.
But I really want to come out and hear Dan's story and tell me how you got into all this. So you're going to see videos of everything he's got out here. So how did you get into this?
Well, I've always just been a happy music loving sort of person, and then a few years ago, maybe 10 years ago, I was living down the river in a hammock, and my brother hits me up and says, hey, there's this school bus convoy out in California. You should go hang out with them instead of just living underneath the bridge. Yeah. And so I went out there and I became a school bus lover, bought myself a school bus, traveled all over the country, learning all about what hippies love and seeing all the cool hippie stuff that's out there and available. And then I came back here, I started selling tie-dye, and then I decided, you know what, I know a lot of really cool hippie stuff. I'm gonna sell all the hippie stuff that I've seen throughout the country over my travels. So now I've just got a whole hippie store.
Awesome. So how long did you travel?
Off and on for about 4 years. I've driven across country maybe 5 times in buses. Okay. Lived out in California and Oregon for a few years. Lived in Utah for about a year. Okay. Lived in either Illinois or Indiana. I can't quite remember. One of the I states for about a year on a commune.
Okay. Nice.
I also lived in my bus in Richmond for about a year as I was attending VCU, which was nice and fun and cheap.
Cool. What'd you take at VCU?
I'm sorry?
What did you take at VCU?
I was actually a math major. I was trying to be a math teacher.
You know what? I can see that.
Oh, yeah.
I can see that. Okay, that's awesome.
I would have made numbers fun.
Yeah. I was going to go into physics.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, I wanted to work at CERN. I wanted to go to Switzerland, work in CERN. Then 1 year, my first year, it's 5 years of 5-hour calculus. Yeah, not for me. I'm done.
Yeah. There's the 5-hour calculus. Exactly. I loved when the whole test was just one problem and you had 4 hours to do that one problem.
No thanks. No thanks. Yeah. So what was the funnest place that you visited and stayed at?
So my absolute favorite place is Zion National Park in Utah. Yeah. I spent a week and a half there, and the entire time my mouth was just agape.
I bet.
It was the craziest thing I'd ever seen.
That's awesome. Mm-hmm. So tell me how you come up with your tie-dye designs, because you have some absolutely beautiful designs.
Thank you.
Stuff that we haven't seen. And, rarely do you see somebody has as many designs and stuff that's put together. So, tell me how you kind of come up with some of this stuff.
Well, something like this one. I really like just making these straight lines. Yeah. And as I've been making different straight lines, I realized that if you do 2 lines next to each other, you get a pretty pattern in them. Yeah. So I added that, and I'm always doing these watercolor designs, and so every time I've got loose fabric on something, I just shove a ball in there and make a pretty watercolor design. Cool. So I just get a little stoned, listen to some music, and see where inspiration takes me.
Nice.
So the main type of tie-dye I do is ice dye, where I have powdered dye and ice. I put the ice down and put powdered dye on top of the ice, and the ice melts as the liquid. And the point of doing that is it splits every dye into all of its component colors. So you get crazy things like this, where this was just one shade of brown, and it's split into this color and this color and this color and this color, and it makes that crazy sort of marbled watercolor type look. So my favorite piece is something I've been working on for years and years, is a steely. The first probably 50 of these I made looked like a horrible blob face.
Really?
Sometimes they look like aliens, sometimes they just look like bad geodes. But finally, after making 50 of these or so, I untied one, I rinsed it out, and it was a almost perfect steely. And since then they just keep getting better and better. I put steelies on everything, and I try to make other tie-dyes, but really, I just want to make the steelies.
That's awesome. Nice.
I hope in a year or 2 to have a bus again, not to live in full time, but to travel around and vend out of.
Very cool. Very cool. So tell us all the different places that you go to vend at.
I mainly do a lot of concerts.
Okay.
There's a bunch of really fun local festivals all over the state. In April, I'm going to be at Steve's Stock in Sandston, Virginia. That's a 3-day Grateful Dead-based music festival.
Right.
2 weeks later, I'm going to be in the Northern Neck for a local small festival at Easy Wind Farms.
Yeah.
In March, actually, I'm going to be going to a new one I've never done before. It's a 2-weekend long arts and crafts festival out in Highland County.
Okay.
About 3.5 hours west of here.
Oh, nice.
It's called the Maple Festival.
The Maple Festival. I'll have to look at that one up.
Oh, yeah.
Okay,
That's
very
going to be fun because they're right next to, I forget the name of it, but some national forest.
Okay.
So I'm just going to, each night, leave, drive 20 minutes, and camp in a cool spot in a free national forest.
Very cool. All right, I got to remember Maple Fest.
Yep.
Okay.
Because I don't know if you
remember that one, Maple Fest.
But it is free to camp for up to 2 weeks in national forests and BLM land.
Really?
Nice. Not national parks, though. You can remember it.
That's awesome. That's awesome.
Because parks are something you play money for, like an amusement park.
Yeah, exactly. So tell me what your favorite product that you have, that you sell, that you vend. What's your favorite thing you have?
My favorite thing is probably the tongue drum.
Okay.
Because I'm allowed to play it all day long while I vend.
Yeah.
And it just makes vending so much easier.
Really?
Because, or not easier, but more enjoyable.
Right.
Because it gives me something to do.
Gotcha. How'd you get into the tongue drum?
I saw one while I was traveling, and someone was playing it, and I remembered it, and when I came back here and started a business,
And went for it.
Yep.
That's very cool.
I found a source for them and started selling them.
Very. Well, where's your favorite place to vend?
Either Easy Wind or Maggie's Farm.
Okay, Maggie's Farm. Maggie's Farm, that is...
Also in the Northern Neck.
Okay, gotcha.
Yeah.
Got to get back up there.
I've got a fun Maggie's Farm story.
Okay, go for
Oh,
it.
it's still rolling?
Yeah.
Okay, so I was vending at Maggie's Farm in the Northern Neck, a beautiful place for concerts, and the vendor next to me had a pizza oven with him.
Okay.
He was selling gems. That was what he did.
Okay.
He made different art out of gems and was selling them.
Yeah.
But he also started bringing a pizza oven with him because he was able to cook pizza for himself all weekend.
Yeah.
And people would come up and buy pizza from him as well, so it like supplemented his income. And so all weekend long, all the food I brought to cook over my little portable stove, him and I would pool our ingredients together and just think of the craziest stuff to make using a pizza oven.
That's
so every
awesome.
meal was something new and delicious that I've never had before and I'll never have again.
Very cool. Yeah, and I'm going to share some of the pictures on your Instagram where
Oh,
you show your cooking and stuff. Those are some awesome pictures. So I'm going to share some of that stuff.
It's the best part about vending is that like I'm just chilling, sitting at my campsite, which is 500 feet away from a concert. And I'm sitting there at my campsite making my food, relaxing in my chair as people come up and look at all the cool stuff I own. And sometimes they'll give me money for the cool stuff I own. Sometimes they'll just talk to me about stuff. And I'm just sitting there in my campsite listening to live music.
Enjoying the concert. That's
paid
awesome.
for it.
Man, life is good.
Oh yeah.
That is very cool.
Certainly beats 15 years of working in kitchens.
Yes, agreed. What kitchens did you work in?
Oh, I've worked all over. Around here, I've done 2 different Outbacks around here.
Okay.
Brew up on Route 10.
Okay.
Brew is delicious.
Yes, love brew.
I've done sticky rice in Richmond.
Okay.
Pick and pearl in Richmond.
Okay.
Can in Richmond. There's probably another 24 ones I'm forgetting. Probably worked in 30 different kitchens.
Very cool. So you're a way harder worker than I ever was. I was in hospitality also, but I was in hotels. You guys close. We never close. But you work your butts off. So that really kind of speaks to what you do here. You just have so much energy in you to do this.
No, I'm smiling all the time and I'm vending because I'm thinking I'm not in the kitchen anymore. Like this is the best thing ever.
Every time we see him, I don't care when we see him or on his Instagram, he's always smiling, always happy.
Because I spent 15 years working in like a windowless kitchen, and now I work
you're out
outside listening to like beautiful music.
Yeah, and by the way, this is January in Virginia. It is absolutely gorgeous. The sun is up, and it's like what, 58, something almost 60 degrees. So Dan, thank you so much. Appreciate it.
Thank you so much.
The time. Hey, good one. Make sure you guys like, share, visit Dan's Instagram, come out to the Flowered Cheetah, see all of his stuff. Where else can people find you on Instagram?
Delectable Dyes on Instagram.
Okay.
Dan Waterland on Facebook. Delectabledyes.com, but it's not a very good website at the moment. I'll be fixing that soon.
Fair enough.
Yeah.
Cool. All right, so we'll put all those in the description below, so please go out and visit. Thank you so much for watching, Dan. Thank you so much. Awesome.